I just had a 12-year-old boy show up here at my front door asking for help. And he's said he just came from a neighbor's house, and we know there's been problems at this neighbor's house. He's emaciated, he's got tape around his legs, he's hungry, and he's thirsty.
You won't believe this ironic twist. That scared little boy's mother is a once popular momfluencer. Ruby Franke attracted millions of followers doling out parenting advice on her YouTube channel, 8 Passengers. Her picture-perfect life in Utah with her husband and 6 kids made her channel a huge hit. But that all changed when her 12-year-old son escaped out a window looking for food and water. How did it all come to this? We've got the whole twisted story for you. Be sure to stick around to the end for the latest shocking claim. Just before 11 o'clock at night on August 30th, 2023, a Good Samaritan in southwest Utah made this chilling 911 call.
Yeah, out here in Cayenne, the houses are far apart, so he walked just under a block to get to our house. He rang my doorbell and asked me to call the police.
Does he seem to be under the influence of drugs or alcohol?
I don't think so, but he's very thirsty and...
Need an ambulance?
I don't think he needs an ambulance. I'll let the cops decide that, but his ankles are taped up and he won't tell us why. He's been detained. He's obviously covered in wounds. He says what's happened to him is his fault. He's hungry, and I think the young man, he's hearing his stocking feet, so he escaped.
The house the boy escaped from belongs to Ruby Franke's business partner, a life coach by the name of Jody Hildebrandt. When police checked the house, they found more kids inside. One emaciated child was Ruby Franke's 10-year-old daughter. The kids were whisked off to safety, and Ruby and Jody were arrested on 6 counts each of felony child abuse. Everyone saw it coming. Ruby's oldest daughter, Sherry, took to Instagram to post a picture of the police with the word "finally." She says they've been trying to tell police and CPS about it for years. Ruby started documenting her big family's day-to-day life on 8 Passengers in 2015, but it wasn't all live, laugh, love. Ruby's parenting style was controversial. YouTube viewers regularly called out behavior they felt was abusive. Things like this.
Just got a text message from Eve's teacher, and she said that Eve did not pack a lunch today, and can I bring a lunch over to the school? This happens quite often when you're raising children, because I know that her teacher is uncomfortable with her being hungry and not having a lunch, and it would ease her discomfort if I came to the school with a lunch. But I responded and just said, Eve is responsible for making her lunches in the morning, and she actually told me she did pack a lunch. So the natural outcome is she's just going to need to be hungry. And hopefully nobody gives her food and nobody steps in and gives her a lunch.
Going without food was common in the Franke house. There was also that time she made her teenage son sleep on a beanbag for months. The kids were sent outside in 100-degree heat to pull weeds for hours. And who can forget the year she canceled Christmas because they weren't repenting correctly? The neighbors called it complete insanity. They worried the kids would leave the house in body bags. The phone at Child Protective Services must have been ringing off the hook. Ruby defended her parenting style this way.
This is what love sounds like. When you see someone hurting, you acknowledge the hurt. If your kid came to you on fire, would you say, I'm so glad you trusted me to tell me you're on fire, but if I put out the fire, that's going to really hurt and you're going to end up with scabs anyway, so I'm just going to love you where you are right now? No, you throw them on the ground and you start rolling them. You get a blanket and you start hitting the flames, and they're going to say, you're hurting me, you're beating me, you're controlling. It's like, no, dear, hold still. I'm getting the fire out. That's what a loving parent does. And because nobody will do it, it looks to the world crazy. And because they've never been loved before, it looks like I'm angry. To them, it looks like I'm controlling. It looks like I'm militant. It looks like I'm a monster. It looks like I'm mean. It looks like I'm full of hate. It looks like I'm not accepting it, because they don't know what love looks like or sounds like.
Ruby's specific brand of tough love didn't go over well with her own sisters, who are also parenting influencers. After her arrest, they took to Instagram to say that for years, they did what they could to keep the Franke kids safe. With all this talk about parenting, you're probably wondering where Ruby's husband is in all this. Now, that's a good question. Kevin Franke isn't being accused of anything right now. He was kicked out of the family home about 13 months ago. Ruby stopped uploading to the 8 Passengers YouTube channel in 2022. It was taken down completely not long after. From there, Ruby went on to join Jodi Hildebrandt on the Connections podcast. Jodi is a licensed clinical mental health counselor based out of Ivins, Utah. She graduated with a master's degree in educational psychology from the University of Utah in 2003. She got her license to practice in 2005. At one point, she was an addiction counselor, but it's not clear how she and Ruby became friends and collaborators. The Connections website promises its videos, workbooks, and podcasts will help people learn how to navigate life and transform pain into joy. YouTube has since banned them from the platform. But if you think this story is over, think again. Days after her arrest, Ruby made a shocking courtroom claim. She says one of her kids sexually abused their sibling. Then, the two of them started molesting other family members and neighbor kids. She also claimed this child was looking at pornography by the age of 3. No one in the courtroom knew how to respond to that. Finally, the judge decided to play it safe and keep that child away from other kids until it could all be sorted out. Ruby and Jodi's next court appearance is scheduled for mid-fall 2023. For now, all we can do is wait and see what other allegations come out of this developing story. In the meantime, please remember to subscribe to get updates on this case and others. And that's your recap.
Thanks for hanging out with us today.
If you like getting all the crime in half the time, go ahead and tap that subscribe button and the bell so you never miss a story.
We're here Wednesdays, Saturdays, and Sundays, but don't go away. Catch up on more recaps right here, right now.
Until next time, take care.